For a furniture maker, one of the best design challenges I've always felt is a chair. So many other things we make is basically just a flat surface, a table, a coffee table, where my job as a woodworker, I feel, is to bring out the beauty of the wood and for myself to step back as much as possible and let the wood speak for itself. But with a chair, there's a lot a person can do because a chair can have so many different attitudes. It can be casual, it can be formal, it can be pretentious, all kinds of things. So what I'm embarking on for 2026 is creating a furniture collection. Over the years, I've built many things, but I'm trying to bring everything together, a lot of the prototypes I've built, the ideas that I've had in the back of my head, and devote myself to doing that this spring. So central to that is a chair. Now this is a prototype I had made a couple of years ago. And the great thing about having this thing kick around the shop for the last several years is to really look at it and sort of devise what I would like to do differently. So there's several steps. The first one I want to talk about is shaping the seat. So it makes a huge difference, I found, to have a seat that's shaped as deep as possible, really. So we'll start with a blank like this, Monkey Pod, and this is about an inch and 5/8. So a nice thick piece because it's actually doing structural work. You can see how the legs kind of bolt into the seat, and so the seat is doing some work. To start, I've made a template that describes the shape of the seat. So I start by marking that out. And for a chair, the key thing is symmetry. So all of our templates, all of the thought patterns are based on starting with the center line and working away from that. So the first tool we'll use is the grinder. I like it with this Arbortech planer blade. It removes material in a hurry. So we start with this, and once we have the shape right, then I move to our old friend, the polisher, to get the shape. And I start with something really aggressive, like a 36-inch grit. And the great thing with these, with this 8-inch backer, the shape of the disc is actually quite nice for fitting into the kind of the shape of the seat. So using these two processes, at the end, we end up with this. And there's a little details here. You can see got a little bit of definition. So I like to have crisp lines, not everything be rounded, but actually have some defined lines, like you can see there in the middle. And like I said, honestly, the deeper you go with this, the better. It really makes a very comfortable seat. So that's one step in the process, making the seat. The other is for these two side pieces. And one of the innovations that I've developed for this chair is using a bit of joinery, because that one, as I'd used it, as I'd made it before, I was using the screws with two sharp ends where you kind of screw the two pieces together essentially. But I think joinery is always superior. So using this router table here, we did a sliding dovetail. And so both of these pieces slide into this channel, and with a little bit of glue and then a couple screws to keep it secure, it's a nice snug fit. So this is going to be very strong for a very long time. And this router table actually makes the whole thing a lot easier, because what we can do is, for one process, we're removing the material by running it through the planer like so, and ending up here with the female portion, and then adjusting the fence slightly over means that we can get then the male portion. So a bit of tinkering, these two slide in together really nicely. So that's where we're at. Those are the first two steps. We made our first prototype. Now we're going to make a second prototype to just fine tune all the details. then I'll be ready to make templates and start producing these chairs. So stay tuned for that.